People. Que pasa, suck, passe, what they do. Welcome to Crime Time News, where the difference is in the meds. Call it news with a buzz. The first thing that is popping in the news, it is a question for Jamaica. This video is not a PNP or JLP thing. It is a Jamaican concern thing. The question I am asking is this: how is it that Andrew HOLNESS went from the most promising prime minister to possibly, if not confirmed, to be the worst prime minister in the history of Jamaica thus far? Me personally, I am not into politics. I have never voted in America or was in Jamaica. However, when I saw the Prime Minister won the election, I said to myself, this person looks as if he knows what he's going to do. This person looks as if he has the confidence. He looks fresh, coming with new idea. He could bridge the gap between the old and the new. I said to myself, he sounds very convincing. He talks with confidence. However, people, it would come to haunt me and haunt most Jamaicans, because that is what psychopaths, sociopaths do. Them have a whole bunch of talk. However, whatever their intention is, it is polar different than the promises that they make. So in other words, a promise is a comfort to a fool. I am going to let you hear a couple of videos and hear the excitement that was in the air when the JLP wanted to win their MPs, their politician. They were BASHING, the PNP. However, people, they would turn out to be the same. Two party, but the same sad song. Take a listen, take a look, and then I'll give my piece.
I truly believe our political system needs some fixing. Too much you hear about corrupt politicians and nothing happen. Too much you hear about politicians who take away poor people money and none of them reach in jail.
And to the young people at home or wherever you are, and to all Jamaicans, I have one question for you. Take a look at your communities. Take a look at the sliding dollar. Take a look at the failing healthcare and ask yourselves, where is the progress? Where is the progress that this arrogant and disrespectful government keeps talking about?
With this existing callous government, matters have gone from bad to worse.
Now, people, my disclaimer once again, I am neither PNP nor the JLP. If the PNP was the leaders of this country, I would say the same thing. So therefore, this is not a JLP or PNP thing. This is a Jamaica for the people thing. You hear what these people say. When the PNP was there, it was nothing but corruption. Let's talk about corruption. Talk about Petrojam. 5 billion with a B missing, unaccounted for. Let's talk about Royal Reed, Ministry of Education. Let's talk about SSL, the latest saga. Nothing but lies. Nothing but cronyism. Nothing but conflict of interest. Let's talk about the house that Andrew HOLNESS built. No sorts of explanation where the money comes from or came from. Let's talk about the land in Beverly Hills. Let's talk about the house in Arcadia. Let's talk about the KFC in St. Thomas. Let's talk about the gas station. Let's talk about the community that is being built where only rich people live. The people in St. Thomas are ball for road. However, in that community where Andrew Holness, Vaz, and the rest of their rich persons live, the road them smooth like baby bottom. Let's talk about stealing. Let's talk about Royal Reed. Let's talk about these banks. Let's talk about all these scammers, corporate thieves, that it seems as if none of them can go to jail. None of them can even get arrested, much less convicted. And even if they do, them will get a little slap on the wrist. More than likely, they will never see a day in any sorts of jail. Let's talk about the economy. Let's talk about the growth. People, Jamaica have natural resources. So if you think about one of the sectors that is successful, tourism, it is successful by default. It is not because of any sorts of plans that they put into place. People just love Jamaica for its natural resources. So therefore, economy, same thing. There's no sorts of change. The health sector, nurses now get paid. The schools, people are run with exodus, mass exodus from the nurses, the teachers. So therefore, we don't see any sorts of progress. So let's talk about that. What has really changed? The only thing that has changed is that our next party, the same old sad song. I am also going to let you listen to an audio of an interview done by Mota Baruka, a man that speaks with sense, a man that is out there, Burning, the FIRE, for the betterment of Jamaica. He is going to quote from one of our national heroes, a very wise man. This is what he had to say about government and the leaders of any sorts of country. If they are successful, they should be rewarded. If they are scamming and shamming and thieving public purse, they should be locked up, or even worse, they should be put to DEATH. It is a little bit extreme. However, he is a national hero. So therefore, when he speaks, it is like the gospel. Take a listen, take a look, and then I'll give my piece.
Marcus Garvey addressed that years ago. Marcus Garvey said, watch out. You see ministers who involved in the welfare of the people, we should have paid them big money, make them have all the luxuries, make them family have all the luxuries. But guess what Marcus Garvey had to it now? Marcus Garvey said, prime ministers, wives, or husbands should take responsibility for the welfare of the prime minister and should keep account of everything where the prime minister or prime ministress is doing as the leader. And wherever you find discrepancy, this is Marcus Garvey, you know, wherever you find discrepancy, after you have given them everything, you must make them be so comfortable that it's very difficult for them to get corrupt. But after you find that they have been corrupted, they should be placed to death. They should be placed to death. Them should be killed. Marcus Garvey said that. Marcus Garvey said, look here, yeah, nothing wrong with, you know, prime minister and the ministers have this and have that. Put them in a big house, make them a big car, make them do all, make them family who are live with them, but make sure the wife get accountability for all the things them in the house, this and that. And wherever you find discrepancy, the wife and the minister should be placed to death. It's Marcus Garvey philosophy that. Because him say, if you have a poor man around your life, him going to want to dig out something out of your brains. Him needs must be met. So if the state meet the need of the leader, then the leader must be accountable for what is happening. and the wife or the husband of the leaders, that include the ministers of government. No, I have said this time and time again, any government will come to power and declare that, look here, you see, if you find any discrepancy in the government, the person who is in charge of that ministry should be hanged. That is capital punishment. Me, I go vote for that.
Now, people, when you listen to the quote from Marcus Garvey, we are speaking about a prophecy that pretty much came back and haunt us. We are getting the polar opposite in Jamaica because it's been a long time coming since we've seen any sorts of good prime minister, whether it is the PNP or the JLP. Epic failure, if you ask most sensible, reasonable persons. I am not speaking about the sheeples. Sheeples, people with sheepish mentality that follow JLP and PNP. He said that these officials, prime ministers, politicians should be paid per performance. That means if them don't deliver, them get minimum pay. Based on the performance of most of these politicians, they should be getting minimum wage or less. However, we see that they are flossing like a rock star. Pay them well is what the prophet Marcus Garvey had to say, because when you pay them well, they are least likely to thief. However, in the case of these politician leaders, they are well paid. However, the more them get, or the more them want it, is the more that they are going to steal. He said the wife of those leaders should be accountable. Make sure say them a balance the books. Make sure that they avoid any sorts of mix-up and passa as it pertains to corruption. One thing that he said that might be a bit extreme is that they should be given capital punishment. I think that most of these politicians should be locked up. As a matter of fact, if we were going by what Marcus Garvey said, the whole of the parliament would have been empty. Only the auxiliary staff would remain. People, when we look at what is going on, Andrew HOLNESS and his wife, 2 peas in a pod, nobody can say, you get carried away. But people, then again, their motive, their objective, most politicians for going into politics is to get rich and run and leave Jamaica in a hell of a debt. Point blank and period. This is my disclaimer before I exit this video. You are going to see some people in the comment section. These are the same sheeples that I speak about. They are very thin-skinned. They put politics before everything. Before Jamaica, before the people. Because they are beneficiary of the corruption. Them a get them little $5,000 here or there. Them a get some sorts of land. Them a get some sorts of promises to keep perpetuating the FUCKRY. So people just ignore them. At the end of the day, like me say, it is not about a PNP or JLP thing. It is about the people thing. If you represent the people, you would agree with 99.99% of what I say. What Marcus Garvey quoted, it might be a bit extreme for the 2023. However, read between the line. Don't take it out of context. Use common sense and see exactly what he is saying. Point blank and period. So anyways, people, thanks once again for checking out my video. If you appreciate videos like this, please show your appreciation by liking, commenting and sharing. That is how YouTube promotes videos like these to like-minded, sensible persons like yourself. Bless up.